Welcome back, pit crew. With the boom in sim racing the last couple of years, we've seen more and more drivers getting into all the sims that are out there. And for some, trying to understand them and getting the most out of all these sims can be very frustrating. So in this couple series of videos that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be showing you guys the top tips for all the sims that are out there. And today, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for iRacing. Let's get this one out of the way first. iRacing is expensive, so only buy what you need. Usually each car is going to cost you about $12, a track is going to cost you another $15, and adding on top of that a monthly sub of $13. It can be about $9 if you buy the annual sub, and you can also get some discounts if you're a first-term subscriber or even during Black Friday. Most people just want to buy all the cars and all the tracks, which is fine. But for the people that are strapped for cash and want to save their wallet from burning up...
You want to see my new wallet?
Yeah.
You need to plan out what you want to purchase. iRacing plans out this race schedule based on seasons. Each season consists of about 12 weeks of official racing and a week 13 that's a fun week. During week 13 is when iRacing is going to release their schedule for the next season. So here's where you want to plan your race schedule. Your safety rating is going to dictate what series you can race in. So when you look at the schedule and see what series you're eligible to race in, base your purchases on that series. For example, you decide to race the VRS GT3 Sprint Series this season. You don't need to buy all the GT3 cars. Pick one and stick with it. If you're unsure about which one to buy, you can check the forums and learn about the driving characteristics of each car. When you've picked your car, now is the time to look at the schedule. So you want to look and see what tracks you're missing and buy those. You can either buy all the tracks you're missing all at once. So if you buy 3 items or more, you're going to get a 10% discount. 6 or more, you're going to get a 15% discount. So if you're strapped for cash, you can also buy the tracks individually when you need them. Crew Chief is absolutely my favorite app and is a must-have for any sim racer that's out there. It acts as both as your spotter and your race engineer. So Crew Chief reads the telemetry output and it gives you your lap times, the gap between you and the leader and the other cars around, your fuel status, and a lot more. One of the cool things it does is you can map keys to do certain functions, and it also responds to voice commands. Probably the most important feature is that it can handle your pit stops for you. So when you have Crew Chief running, you don't have to worry about refueling at all. Before using this app, I hated being in the middle of a battle and having to worry about how much fuel I needed to finish the race. Crew Chief can automate all this for you, so all you have to do is pit and the app will do the rest. So here I'm going to show you how we can set all this up and we can get into racing. Okay, so to get Crew Chief working properly, it's not just good enough to install it. So once you've installed it, now you need to go into My Documents, iRacing, and then you got to open up your app INI file in Notepad. Once you've opened it, now we're going to go and search for the pit service area. We're just going to scroll down until we get to it. All right, pit service. So the one thing we need to make sure of is we need to make sure auto reset pit box is set to 0. When we have it set to 1, this is going to go ahead and refuel and change our tires. So we want to make sure that's set to 0 so we can disable that. Once you've set it to 0, we're just going to save it and close out of it. Now we're going to start up Crew Chief. Once you get Crew Chief started up, you're going to go and click on Properties, and it's going to open up another window for you. And here you want to scroll down until you see Enable iRacing Auto Refueling when entering pit in a race. Here you want to make sure this is selected because this is going to make sure that Crew Chief is going to calculate the fuel for you, so when you enter into the pits, you don't have to worry about anything. Once you've done that, you're going to hit Save Change, and it's going to close out, and there you go. You're all done with Crew Chief. Are you tired of having to use those boring paint schemes that iRacing has to offer? And have you ever wondered how the streamers have those really cool and wacky paint schemes? Well, the answer is trading paints. So Train Paints is a tool that a sim racer can use to download and display their liveries so others can see it and you can see others too. On the website, you can pick out liveries that are made by other people and race those. So there you're going to find replicas of real life racing teams or some very wacky original creations. You can make your own liveries too by downloading the paint templates from iRacing and then designing it in Photoshop, GIMP, or any other paint software that supports TGA files. There's a lot of tutorials out there, but if you want to check one out, you can check out the one that was made by Devin Booth in the link below. I want to thank Stillion from Race Beyond Matter on this tip. Almost everybody, to include me, have been setting up our FOV completely wrong inside the sim. So he made a video a while ago talking about the proper FOV setup in iRacing, ACC, and AMS2. I've included a link to his video in the description below, and please go watch and take a look at it. Stillion goes into great depth about how he achieved the perfect FOV. So in the video, Stillion talks about forgetting the FOV calculator completely and sticking to a value of 50 to 55 in the viewing distance box. That value is going to depend on you because everybody's eyes are different. So you want to make sure you've tried it out and see which one fits you best. Once you've done that, click done. Now, to go into your replay mode, make sure you have the cockpit cam selected and hit pause. Press Alt F12 to bring up the camera tools. Here's where you want to adjust the offset values to make sure you're getting your car set up properly. Offset X is going to adjust your seat forward or backwards, bringing you closer or further away from the dash. Offset Y is going to adjust how your seat is and how it moves laterally left or right to match where, and here's going to match where your real wheel is in relation to the virtual drive shaft of the car. With Offset Z, you can raise or lower your seat position in the car. Now, Orient P, here you can pan up or down the car. Once you've got all those settings matched to your rig, matching your rig to the position of the virtual cockpit, you're done. You can hit save the car, name the file what you like, and now you're done. And you can go out and enjoy your racing with the proper FOV and make sure everything's the right size according to your monitors. One of my biggest gripes about iRacing is that awful color palette and yellow tint. Why iRacing decided to go with that color palette is beyond me, but at least it's fixable with relative ease. We can make those colors look much more natural and realistic. I'm going to show you guys 2 ways how to do this. I'm just going to give you guys a fair warning first though, this might lower your frame rate a bit depending on the system that you have. Alright, for all of you guys that have Nvidia cards, you can use the Nvidia GeForce Experience color filters. The first thing you want to do is go to your My Documents, then the iRacing folder, and open up the core.ini file in Notepad. You want to go scroll down and make sure the line connect_sockets is equal to 1. So then you save that. Once you save that, then you can go into an iRacing session. Once it's fully loaded, press Alt F3 to bring up the GeForce overlay. Here, under color and brightness filters, we're going to change the following values. Under color, we're going to look at tint color and we're going to change that to 32%. After that, tint intensity, we're going to change that to 5%. Temperature, we're going to set it to 10. Vibrance to 12. After that, we're going to go into brightness and contrast. Here, you want to set your exposure to 10%. You want to set your contrast to 31%, highlights to 21%, shadow to 10%, and gamma to 0. Once you've done those changes, you can save it and exit out of the overlay. If you don't have an Nvidia card, don't worry. There's a program out there that can do it for you also. It's called Reshade. This also doesn't come without a performance cost to your frame rate though. But you can go and download Reshade from the link that I have down below in the description. On the installation, you want to make sure you want to hit Apply to DirectX 11. You want to find your iRacing executable and then accept the defaults. Once the installation is complete, fire up an iRacing session, Right there, you're going to notice in the top left corner of Reshade is running or not. Here, it's going to ask you to press the home button so you can go into settings. Alright, so here I'm going to show you guys my settings that I use for Reshade to get better looking colors. So those are my tips for having a better sim racing experience in iRacing, and I hope they help you out too. If you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and leave us a comment below. It really helps us out a lot. Also, if you want to become part of our Discord community, I've included a link down in the description below. So until next time, I hope you guys have fun racing, and I'll catch you all later.